Welcome back in to the Scramble Drill Podcast. Week 2 of the NFL has come and gone. It's scary to think that after a long off season, we're already 2 full weeks into the season, but it always is that way. The season flies by. Landon, how we doing?
Doing great. Week 2 in the books. My Commanders are 1-1. My Mully team
Falcons
is
are
1-1.
How are the fantasy
Your Falcons
teams
are
coming this year?
1-1. The Mully team, we'll see. It's a work. They're all a work in progress, Ben. They're all a work in progress. I mean,
A dynasty
week 5,
team,
I'll know.
A dynasty team is always a work in progress, though. That's never
come week 5.
Set it and forget it.
I'll know something. But my Phillies have clinched the NL East, so feeling pretty good.
Because my Braves have had a horrifically bad season. It's not a baseball podcast, but my gosh, the Braves are bad this year.
Yeah, they've had a Miami Dolphins-like season. We'll get to it.
Golly, man. Yeah, fantasy's going. I think I'm 1-1 in just about every league. Actually, I'm 2-0 in a couple leagues. I got 6 dynasty leagues, and I've won 3 games and lost 3 games both of these 2 weeks. So we're kind of dead down the middle. All right. Well, I know last week was a really, really, really long episode. Didn't realize it was long as it was initially. So hopefully this week
we're going way
keep
faster.
We're going to keep it a little bit more compact.
We got to get on it.
Yeah, but we're still gonna give you takes on every game. So let's hop into it. Straight into Thursday night. Your Commanders versus the Packers. Man, the Packers might be the best team in the NFC. That it feels early to call that right now, but man, they look good.
Yeah. I mean, it was. You could argue they have the 2 most impressive wins of the season. I think the Chargers week 1 win. Yeah, I think the Chargers week 1 win was very good. I mean, but a few things about this game. One is Green Bay did not have good field position. Like almost every drive, we started with good field position, and they started with terrible field position, and it just didn't matter. That defense was relentless. I think that is the best job I have ever seen done on a rushing quarterback. Any rushing quarterback, much less Jaden Daniels, who's one of the 3 or 4 best in the league. They kept him in the pocket. He had 7 carries for 17 yards. And he was looking to run. It was incredible. It was incredible. And I thought the play calling was I thought LaFleur had a fantastic game. I thought the play calling was fantastic, especially the first half, and then in the second half they put some good drives together as well. Yeah, man, it was quarterback pressure. I think that one thing I had not thought about till I watched this game about the Micah trade, he's going to be such a problem at home. Washington, obviously, it was a big crowd, Lambeau Field, sold out, standalone game. That crowd was all over them. They had to go silent count, and when you have to go silent count, you are not going to stop Micah Parsons. Not with that speed.
He's a step behind the tackle as soon as it snapped.
Every time he was snapped. Like, in Dallas, I think people give Dallas's fan base a little too much crap. It is a good fan base. Super annoying, but it's a good fan base. But you don't think of Jerry World as like a hostile place to play or a super loud place or anything like that. Lambeau's different. Dude, it was loud, and the tackles had no chance. I mean, even Laremy Tunsil, when he lined up on his side, he was by him, and he's been excellent for years. Man, he was impressive. He's going to be a problem at home.
Yeah, that's a good take. Just thinking, their pass rush is going to be so good. Imagine when it gets cold, man.
Oh goodness,
they're going to be a problem. It's kind of the same story. Their passing offense is a little bit more condensed because you do have some injuries in Green Bay. Christian Watson is still out. Jaden Reed broke his collarbone, so he's going to be out for a while. That's something to note. Still didn't see anything from Matthew Golden. He only had two targets, but didn't matter when Tucker Kraft is out here having 125 yards as a tight end. Dontavian Wicks gets in there. Romeo Doubs gets in there. Looks pretty good. They ran the ball much better this week than they did last week. It was an all-around just amazing performance. If you can get this every week out of the Packers, they're going to win a lot of football games.
Yeah, I mean, it was exactly what you want to see if you're a Packers fan. There was one moment in the game where they worried me a little bit as far as like how they were doing. They started getting conservative like middle of the third quarter with play calling, and we actually made a little bit of a push that first touchdown early in the fourth quarter. And then they put together their best drive of the game with like 13, 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter, scored a touchdown, and then it was over at that point. So they flat out have taken care of business these first 2 weeks.
Yeah, they're going to be a problem. I mean, the Eagles are still obviously the Eagles, but I would not be shocked if the Packers are the best team in the NFC. Moving over to the Commanders. I didn't think Jaden looked terrible. I mean, didn't turn the ball over, did a great job protecting that. But like you said, they kept him in the pocket. There wasn't much for him to do. He's got to get some help from Terry McLaurin. He's got to be more accurate. He's missed Terry McLaurin a few times this year already. That can be kind of chalked up to a little bit of him missing training camp. But the running game, man, has got to bail him out some. It's just, and I'm not saying Jaden Daniels can't do it, but him dropping back 42 times and only been able to run 7 times, it's not going to work. That's not a winning formula for Washington.
Yeah, that's not what you want. I mean, 12 attempts from running backs is not going to cut it. Eckler, leaves the game. Obviously out for the year, which is just terrible. I mean, that's hate to say it, but at his age, I mean,
that's
that might be it. That might be it. And he had a great career. Like, undrafted guy, put together a great career, got paid. Most undrafted guys, even if they have moments in the league, they never get their big contract. He got a contract, and then he got an additional contract from Washington, so good for him. But, it was a 9-point game, but it wasn't that close. I mean, it was a 10-8 round. A few concerns. Obviously, the running game, they just didn't try it. Jaden, the first half, it looked like he was just taking what they were giving him. Everything was short. Second half, it looked like he was trying to get it down the field, and there was just nothing there.
Yeah.
That's a little concerning. Like, it's different if you're just, he's scared and he's not trying it. He looked like he was standing in there looking downfield, holding it, and nothing ever opened up. That's concerning for me. We had chances to get back in this game. Like I said, late there in the third quarter, early fourth, it looked like we were getting back in it, and they just were able to keep us at arm's length. A few good things I saw from Jaden. He never panicked. Like, the pass rush was there, but because he was so calm and stayed in there and escaped and threw it away and did those things, the O-line could have looked a lot worse than it did. Like, it looked bad, but you look at some of the sacks like a CJ Shroud took this week, some of the sacks, some of these other guys that just look like a deer in headlights, that makes your offensive line look worse than it actually is. He didn't do that. He kind of saved them a little bit, I thought. He didn't show a lot of frustration, and even when they were down and he was trying to force something, he didn't turn the ball over, which was great. I mean, that's all you can ask for when you're getting beat like that.
Jaden Daniels is an elite quarterback, and that's what elite quarterbacks do.
Yeah. So
I'm not worried about Washington
we'll see.
going on the road in Lambeau and losing to potentially the best team in the NFC. I'm not going to fault them. They're still going to be just fine. I think they're going to be competitive in every single game they're in. All right, switching over to Sunday. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Yep, let's switch over to Sunday. Let's go to Rams-Titans first. I don't know if there's a ton necessarily to read into this one. Obviously, the Rams look great overall. The only thing potentially to pay attention to, we were all together this weekend, you, me, and Josh, watching the games. And, we were at the restaurant, so there's 15 TVs with all the games going on. So we were kind of heads on swivels. I feel like Blake Corum played a lot for the Rams this week. Did you not feel the same way?
It seemed that way in the moment. Now looking at it, I think he only got 5 carries.
He's very efficient, and he did score the red zone touchdown, which Kyren didn't
targets. Yeah. I mean that's something. It seems like back before Kyren had a contract, they were like, okay, we'll just run him into the ground. And then he actually got a contract, and they're like, okay, let's protect him a little bit. We do have him for at least 3 more years.
We have invested into this guy.
Yeah, but the Rams have just, through 2 weeks, they've just done what they've needed to do. I mean, it's been pretty businesslike. I was wondering, were they going to have enough on offense? Was the cliff coming for Devontae, or was he going to be good enough? Dude, him and Puka are good enough.
Look like it.
Like, those two are good enough. I don't know where they would rank as far as duos in the NFL, but they have enough there between those guys
up there right now, dude.
And their defense is good. They have 5 sacks. Like, I know it was a rookie quarterback, but still, the Rams are going to be there. The Rams are going to be there in the end.
They're going to need to rely on a little bit of health, but assuming Stafford can stay healthy and Devontae and Puka, because their passing pie is very condensed. Devontae had 13 targets. Puka had 9 targets. Everybody else had no more than, there was one guy had 4, everybody else had 2. So they are very, it's not one-dimensional, but those 2 guys are the passing attack. So something, to keep note of, especially for fantasy, but it doesn't worry me as long as they're all healthy. Matthew Stafford will find a way to move the ball on them. Switching over to the Titans. Another game where just Cam Ward needs some help, and he's still young, but he makes some impressive throws. And the touchdown goes against everything you're supposed to do as a quarterback. Rolling right, throw back over the middle, but it was a perfect throw. It was beautiful.
Not over the middle, all the way to the other side of the field.
Oh, yeah.
Let's
he
throw
threw
it to the other pylon.
Across hash marks. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was very impressive.
That's probably gonna be one of those where they look at and they're like, yeah, let's not try this again, Cam.
Yeah, coaches, good job, but don't do that again.
We kind of said the same thing last week. Like, opening at Denver is just tough. And then now the Rams week 2 with that young pass rush. Like, this is why it's so impressive.
The Rams are one of the best teams in the NFC as well, up there with the Packers and the Eagles.
Yeah. This is why it's so impressive when a guy goes out there and has a rookie year like Jaden, like CJ, like Andrew Luck. Like, when they just come in and perform like this, because it's hard, man. These games are hard, especially for rookie quarterbacks. I guarantee you, he's seen 20 things these first 2 weeks from defenses he's never seen before in his life. And he hasn't been terrible. I mean, they're 0-2.
He hasn't thrown a pick. No interceptions so far.
If I'm a Titans fan, I feel okay. I really do.
I'm very optimistic. Again, this season, are you going to have a great year? Probably not. But you're looking at a Cam Ward who can develop very quickly and has all the physical tools and is showing flashes right out of the gate, immediately. He's making some throws, and the receivers just aren't catching the ball. That's been a problem for him, is just drops.
Yeah, if I'm a Titans fan, and we'll get into this as we keep going, this might be the next team we talk about. In my head, I'm thinking, dude, in 2 years we might have the best quarterback in the division. That's where I'm at if I'm a Titans fan right now.
Yeah, we'll talk about it a little bit later, but he's it's not far off, dude. It really isn't.
Yeah.
Only thing of note, last I'll notice for the fantasy players is Calvin Ridley and Ayumanner both with 6 targets. Alec Ayumanner, I think is his name, looks pretty good his first 2 games. He's also a rookie, which kind of doesn't surprise me. You know, Cam Ward and Ayumanner, they come in together. They're kind of the ones, quote unquote, tied to each other. So, but he looks really good.
Yeah.
All right. Let's stay in the same division. Let's go ahead and get it over with. This is a big one. Jaguars, Bengals. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Winner
first.
Did they? It doesn't feel like they're winners in this game. It really doesn't.
Yeah, I don't even think we need to talk about the game from the Bengals perspective.
Bengals season.
What does the season look like? That's the question. What does the season look like?
Well, we know for sure the earliest Joe Burrows can come back is 3 months. That is, if everything goes perfectly, you're looking at 3 months. I didn't know this, but I was listening to Adam Schefter. He said that Mahomes actually had this same injury and surgery right after he won the Super Bowl in 2021, and he was limited in training camp in June, which would have been 5 months after the surgery. So that's concerning.
Yeah,
we've seen Jake Browning in action before.
Here's my concern. I'm pulling for Jake Browning. I hope he does great. This is when your quarterback, like a quarterback on the level of Joe Burrow, gets hurt. To me, the question is not the next 3 months. To me, the question is, how are the Bengals going to handle this going forward? Are they going to try to rush him back? If they're sitting, where the last 3 weeks of the season, if they win all three and a couple teams slip up, they could get in the playoffs. Are they going to try to rush him back in that situation? And my problem is this, Ben. I trust the Bengals in nothing.
No, they will make the wrong decision.
They are going to make the wrong decision. And listen, he is a player. Players want to play. That's what you want out of your players. You have to be able to step in as an organization and say, look, man, we've got to do what's best for us going forward in that situation. I'm not confident they're going to. I'm really scared they're going to rush him back. I really am.
He gets the comparison a lot, and it is, I guess, a concerning. Joe Burrow's had a lot of injuries over his career, and none of them are like the same injury. It's all different injuries just from either a freak play or mainly the offensive line being atrocious. Joe Burrow is taking a beating. And we all remember what happened with Andrew Luck. I don't know if that will be the case. It may very well not be. But the Bengals refuse to make changes. They've got to do. I don't even know what to say anymore because the Bengals won't make the right decision and help him out and get an offensive line. They just keep doing what they're doing.
And again, for this season, those things can't turn around. They're not going to magically make an offensive line this season.
No.
What's important is that they handle this correctly. They handle their greatest player in the history of their franchise, potential to be, a statue guy in Cincinnati, right? You got to handle this right. These are the type of things that the Colts mishandled with Andrew Luck. Now, Joe Burrow, Andrew Luck was a genius in life that just liked playing football. Joe Burrow's a football guy. Joe Burrow's not going to retire early, right? But this relationship could get soured if they mishandled this. You remember a few years ago when Trent Williams, he had skin cancer on his head or something, and Washington mishandled it, and he was like, I'm never playing again because of how you've handled this situation. And they ended up trading him for pennies on the dollar. Now, Joe Burrow, if you trade him, you're not going to get pennies on the dollar. But could we be sitting here in 2 or 3 years and Joe Burrow holding out saying, I'm not playing for this organization anymore? Maybe.
It could be coming to that.
Maybe. And now we're years away from that, but
yeah. I really hope for this season that the Bengals are out of playoff contention by the time by the time Joe Burrow can come out. I really hope they're out of playoff contention and they just keep him out. This is coming from a guy who has Burrow in a few fantasy leagues. Got a lot of Jamar Chase in my fantasy leagues. I got a lot of T. Higgins. It just needs to happen. This is what needs to happen for them. And it's like you said, I don't trust them to make the right call. I don't.
Yeah, no. I don't trust them. I don't trust him.
No. And let's not forget that Jake Browning played 2 years ago. I think he started 6 games when Joe Burrow went out. Played pretty admirably in those games. And Jake Browning is from what I've heard, a decorated high school quarterback in California. So he's no slouch. He's used to this, and he's got some weapons. So we'll see if they can stay competitive in games, but I really hope they fall out of playoff contention.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of teams and quarterbacks that could be worse than Cam Ward, the Jacksonville Jaguars lose the game, even though Joe Burrow goes out before halftime. Before halftime, Joe Burrow leaves this game and doesn't come back. And Trevor Lawrence he throws 3 touchdowns, but he throws 2 interceptions. There's the interaction with him and Liam Cohen on the sideline. I don't know if you saw that. He targets Brian Thomas Jr. 12 times, but they only connect on 4 of them. It's just a mess. It's an absolute mess in Jacksonville. Is Liam Cohen the best leader for this team? Has he already lost this locker room? It kind of feels like it.
I don't think he's lost the locker room. I think he's clearly done things differently than Trevor is used to, which is probably what Trevor needs, and he didn't like it, apparently. I mean, look, I'm sure stuff like that happens all the time with coaches and quarterbacks. All the time, almost every week for every team. Or I'll say this, every loss for every team. I'm sure there's interactions like that between coaches and quarterbacks. But they happen where we don't see you standing on the field and waving your hand at him like he's a child.
Yeah, no. You don't yell at your quarterback publicly. You yell at your quarterback behind closed doors.
Honestly, him yelling at Trevor's not even my issue with it. It's Trevor waving him off like he's a kid.
Yeah, I did not like that either. I didn't like that at all. Even if you're Trevor Lawrence and you're mad about that and you don't like the way your coach is handling it, you're the leader of that team, you're the quarterback. You need to sit there and take it. And if you can bring it up with your coach later, in the locker room or the next day, go to his office like, hey, man, this isn't working. We got to figure it out. You don't brush him aside in front of your teammates.
In front of America. Everybody.
Yeah. Liam Cohen doesn't come off looking good there. Trevor Lawrence doesn't come off looking good there. Nothing about that looks good.
Yeah, that's the thing for me. The vibes between those two are a little weird. Trevor is a player who he's got a long way to go. Like you don't. This is year 5 for him?
Year 5. Year 5.
You don't want to see year 5 players missing some of the throws, making some of the mistakes that he makes. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of Caleb Williams here, not exactly in play style, but just kind of storyline and vibes around him. Like most talented person we've ever seen, and just struggling. Now Caleb's in year 2, Trevor's in year 5, and we've seen him have success. But the exchange between Cohen was not nothing. Like it's not everything. It's not I don't think the place is burning down there, but that was not nothing. That was real emotion from Trevor Lawrence.
Like, remember when Travis Kelce and Andy Reid bumped in and they got into it? That felt like kind of nothing to me. Like they had their little spat and it's over.
That was nothing. Those guys had been together for 7-8 years at that point. Trevor and Cohen have been together for 2 weeks. And he's waving him off. Like I said, I'm sure every week something like that happens on the sideline. The coach comes up, yells at the quarterback, and the quarterback dismisses him by saying something to him. It's just different when you're standing on the field and that looked bad. We were sitting there watching it, and Josh saw it. I didn't see it. You didn't see it. Josh saw it, and I just assumed it was nothing. It was just like brushing it off or whatever. And then I saw it after the game on Twitter, and I was like, oh.
That's bad.
No, that looked like something. And the BTJ stuff, I just don't think he's playing well. They came out after the game and said he's dealing with a wrist injury that affected a couple of his drops. He had 2 drops, 2 just plain as day drops, right? One of them could have been a touchdown. Actually, I think maybe both of them could have been touchdowns, but one of them for sure. I just don't think he's playing well.
One that was almost like a business decision where it was in the end zone and he heard footsteps and pulled up. T-Rex arm.
I think that's what it was. They came out and said he's dealing with a wrist injury. I've heard nothing about a wrist injury all year. I don't, unless that popped up literally Thursday or Friday at practice. I think they're just trying to save face a little bit. I am not worried about BTJ. I could see. I said it last week. I think they'll try to get him involved early. I think they did. It just didn't really work. I think they're going to keep going to him. I'm not worried about him nearly as much as I am Trevor.
I mean, I expect a spike week from BTJ within the next 2 weeks. Like it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's
at
coming.
Some point. Really,
it's coming. It's coming. Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely not nothing going on in Jacksonville, and something to pay very close attention to.
It's something to watch
moving forward.
It's something to watch. And let me tell you this: if they go on a 3-game win streak, all is good. No problems in the world. But if they keep losing, this is going to be something.
Yeah. Next 2 games, I feel like we can probably jump through pretty quickly. Browns-Ravens. The Ravens are really good, and the Browns are really bad.
Yeah, this was classic Ravens. You give up a lead in week 1 to a team who is super good, but you should have beaten. You lose that game, and then you come out and you trounce whoever's in front of you. Classic Ravens.
Yeah. Only thing of note, nothing really on the Cleveland side. I mean, Dylan Gabriel came in, went 3 for 3 and threw a touchdown. We'll see what that looks like. Quinshon Judkins is immediately taking over the backfield. That took no time at all. It took 1 practice, and he is the RB1.
Yeah, I mean, he's just the best player. I mean, they drafted him with the 35th pick in the draft. You know, he's the best player, right? And we knew that. There was never a question. They said 10 to 15 snaps, and he made the most of it. I would expect probably something like 50% of the snaps this week, and then he's going to settle in 3 weeks in, maybe where he's going to be, that 65, 70%, something like that. Maybe not quite that much, maybe 60, 65. But yeah, he's the best player. So
yeah, it was very clear he was the best running backs. Next game, we don't need to spend a lot of time on. Bills-Jets. Josh Allen breaks his nose, but heroically comes back in the game like an absolute beast. James Cook is the storyline of the Bills game. 21 carries, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. Sucked for you because you were facing James Cook in fantasy, but it worked out. You still got the win. And yeah, Mitchell Trubisky had more passing yards in filling in for Josh Allen than Justin Fields did. Mitchell Trubisky had 1 completion.
Dude, the Bills are so Josh Allen centered. When they can win a game like this bad without using Josh Allen, that really tells you something. The Jets, I mean, yeah, what do you want me to say? Justin Fields wasn't great. We're pulling for Justin Fields. We like Justin Fields. You know, it hasn't worked out so far in his career. We'll see. Hopefully, I mean, he was great in week 1. Hopefully he can get something going. But my question is, looking at how Pittsburgh offense looked this week, and then what the Bills did this week, not even needing their superhero to play well. Aaron Glenn's a defensive guy, and I know it's week 2. I know these things take time, right? Defenses can, but we thought going in they had a lot of talent on defense. I mean, Sauce Gardner, Quentin Williams, like people really liked their defensive
was going to be
stuff.
What held him back. And don't get me wrong, it did today. It did on Sunday. It was terrible.
But I mean,
they haven't stopped anybody.
This is his side of the ball. Again, it's week 2, so you can't go crazy or anything. But that's something to monitor. Like, I'm going to need to see them. Aaron Glenn, this year, what he's going to have to do is decide whether Justin Fields is the guy or not. I think a lot of people think they know the answer to that question. We'll see what happens. And then he has to establish a culture and get his side of the ball right. Maybe he's establishing the culture. We'll see.
I think the Jets' culture has been toxic and terrible for a long time. Long time. Right. So he's got a lot of mental and just cultural things he has to fix first before he can even think about starting to win games.
Right. So, and it's top down, so there's a lot of work that's above him that he's not even going to be able to do. But at least getting the culture of that team going right, like you said, that's huge. But typically, and we'll talk about this when we talk with the Bears, when a new coach comes in, by midway point of their first year, they get their side of the ball right. Like Dan Quinn, do you remember the Washington's defense the first few weeks last year?
Oh, you were saying, we were both saying that Jaden Daniels was going to be the quarterback to own in fantasy because he's going to have to score 30 points a game to win.
It was a Swiss cheese donut. And then by the end of the year, yeah, they didn't have the defense to compete with the Eagles, but by the end of the year, they were holding teams to 18 points, 21 points. Like they were able to do that. I'm interested to see if Aaron Glenn can get there. I need to see that to know how good of a hire this was for at least for his first year. He's going to need to get his side of the ball right.
Yeah. And I like Aaron Glenn. I genuinely think he will be a good hire, but it is going to take time.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Patriots, Dolphins. I don't think we need to spend a ton of time here, but there are a few things that we could mention. Drake May looked a lot better. He cleaned up a lot of stuff, didn't turn the ball over. The thing that will irritate the crap and is irritating the crap out of fantasy managers is Travion Henderson getting 5 touches. He got outsnapped by Antonio Gibson.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
These veteran old school coaches, they just like the guys who know the spots to be and where to be. They're going to take the rookies along slow. There's not any of the rookie running backs that have blown anyone away. I would argue the best looking rookie running back this week, other than Judkins, who played 10 snaps, was Cam Scatterbo. He's the one who looked best this week, and we'll talk about him. But I've got the same take I did last week with the Colts. I am moving the needle 0% when you play the Dolphins. Drake May, I need to see it against somebody else. I'm pulling for you. You're a Tar Heel. Your brother is one of my favorite people that's ever lived. I need to see you do it against somebody other than the Dolphins.
Yeah, we'll just go ahead and jump there. The Dolphins are the favorite for the number 1 overall pick. I think that's got to be lock that in.
I'm going to lock something else in.
Okay.
If Washington has a good year, if Jaden has a good year and Cliff Kingsbury gets a head coaching job, Mike McDaniels is the next offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders.
See, I wouldn't mind that. I think he'll be a great offensive coordinator.
No, that'd be great.
I don't think he's a good head coach.
But this is the type of year, just the way things have gone the past few years, can't win late in the year, have no chance in the playoffs. You've made the playoffs, and you're dead on arrival when you get to the playoffs against the Bills and Chiefs and teams like that. This is the type of year where, heads roll for GMs, for coaches. To his contract, I mean, it looks like you got to have him on the roster at least. So the Dolphins need to turn this around for their job's sake. And again, I'm pulling for him. I'm pulling for all these teams except Dallas and Philadelphia, honestly. But the Dolphins, they're going to need to turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to spend much more time here other than it's bad, and we'll see if it can improve at all.
It's bad. It's bad.
It's bad. The hot take of the episode is it's bad. The temperature is warm in Miami right now. We'll say that.
Yeah.
Okay. 49ers Saints. No Brock Purdy. No Brandon Ayuk. No George Kittle. Doesn't matter. Still get the win. Still, you're playing the Saints.
Yeah. I hate my take. You're going to hate my take. I think they're going to regret paying Brock Purdy. And I think Purdy's fine. I think he's good. But I think they could have found 95% of his production for $10 million a year. And they gave him $265 million. A player who has proven he will get hurt. And I'm glad they got Mac Jones and he comes in and they beat the Saints. Now they've got the Cardinals next week also. That's a very winnable game with Mac Jones. Maybe if they're playing the Rams or they're playing Philly or whatever, maybe Purdy, maybe we see a difference then. But I didn't see a lot of difference in the offense. I really didn't.
No, I mean, I still think Brock Purdy is the best quarterback on. I like Purdy. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Purdy is an elite quarterback by any means. I think Purdy's very good. I think he's very good for what Kyle Shanahan wants to do. Is he worth the contract he got? I agree, probably not. If you could have brought Brock Purdy would be for that system. because I think he's so system based, but he is good in the system. 35 million is what he realistically should be, and I think that would have been great for the team. But it's just not what the quarterback market is. But
it's
I
also
just
the
don't
injuries.
think Kyle Shanahan doesn't
It's
need
also the injuries.
a $55 million quarterback, though. He doesn't care.
He doesn't. And it's the injuries are starting to mount up. Like, this is every single year there's something. I don't know. I'm pulling for him. I hope he comes back, and I hope they make the Super Bowl. Great, but
I think Brock is a good
man.
a good
I didn't
guy
see a lot of
in real life, so I like that. He's a guy you like to pull for.
Yeah.
And I'll also give him the benefit of the doubt of it's the Saints. The Saints are not a good football team.
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe
I don't
if
think
they play
looking
the
good
Rams,
against the Saints is that impressive.
Yeah, maybe if they play the Rams, you'll see the difference. Maybe, but yeah, this is a player that they paid him early, and he's been hurt a lot. I don't know. But the 49ers get a win. They are 2-0 with a division win already on the road. So, if you can get him back healthy, you're going to be in a good spot.
Yeah. As far as the Saints go, it's another game where Spencer Rattler doesn't look bad.
Dude,
is he the long-term answer for the Saints? No. But it's pay attention, because he didn't look bad in this game. He didn't look terrible last week, and he did throw the game-tying touchdown. I understand the guy dropped it, but Rattler did what he needed to do to at least tie that game last week. And he goes 25 of 34, 207 yards, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers against the 49ers with Robert Saleh back. You would think that defense should be able to just shut the Saints down.
Yeah, he's
and he did
interesting.
not get helped out by his receivers some. Chris Olave dropped the touchdown, I know for sure. I remember watching that. And I think there were some other drops.
This is a classic player that in the years of my life watching the Commanders, my dad would have fallen in love with at quarterback and told me he was going to be the next Super Bowl winning quarterback. And I would roll my eyes and be like, Dad, you're crazy. But he's interesting. He is interesting. There's something there. Is it going to click? Is he going to turn into that guy? Maybe, maybe not. But look, they just drafted a quarterback in the second round. That quarterback has made no appearances. And there's a reason, and it's because Spencer Rattler. He's doing stuff right. And this was a talented kid. Like, this was a high recruit coming out of high school.
He was
right?
a 5-star quarterback. If you remember, after his freshman year at Oklahoma, he was the Heisman favorite to win it the next season. And he wasn't playing horribly his sophomore year. But Oklahoma just knew what they had in Caleb Williams and had to move off of him. And he had flashes at South Carolina. I think South Carolina held him back some because I know that program like the back of my hand, and it's not good. It's not good. But he had his flashes there. And, yeah, like I agree with you. Like you said, he is talented. He's got a whip of an arm. Is it the best in the league? No, but it's pretty dang good. And his decision-making seems to be pretty solid so far.
Man, the Saints have an opportunity to do what I wanted Washington to do for years and years and years with 5 different quarterbacks. Just play him. Just play him. If he struggles, don't bring in Shook or somebody else that you don't think is the future. Just play him and see if he can be the guy. If not, you're going to have a high pick. It's a decent quarterback draft. You're going to get one there. Just see if he can be the guy. The answer is probably no, but the answer is probably no. You don't know for sure. We are pulling for Spencer Rattler. Are we a Spencer Rattler pod?
A little bit. I feel like it's growing.
I think we are.
And I know you just. I know you just talked bad about him, but the 49ers did the same thing with Brock Purdy. They let him play. Let's see what we've got. Turns out, hey, we've got our starting quarterback just sitting on the bench.
Yeah. Let him play. Let him play. I've watched so many times Washington would have a Dwayne Haskins or any number of guys, right? A Taylor Heineke, any number of guys. And they struggle and they pull them for a veteran backup, or they pull them for something. They sign Brian Hoyer and bring him and start him. And you're like, just let him play. We're not good. We're not going to make the playoffs. We're not going to make anything happen. Just let him play. We're playing for next year. See what he's got. And if not, take a quarterback with the 3rd pick in the draft. Whatever.
Yeah. No, I hope they do that. And I hope it's because it's not going to be – Rattlers looked good for the first couple of weeks. It's not going to stay like that. You just
there's going to be problems.
There's a dud game coming, and it's probably going to be soon. Do they let him stick through that, or do they immediately go to Shuck? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Right. We'll see.
Cowboys-Giants. Talk about a game that turned into something out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, this turned into the game of the week. You've got... We'll go to Dallas first, but Dak, 361 through the air, 2 touchdowns, a pick. Javonte Williams looking great, 97 rushing yards, a touchdown. Miles Sanders with rushing touchdown. CD over 100 yards rushing. George Pickens finally gets in the end zone. Just everything was clicking for Dallas, but it all happened late. This was kind of a boring game until the fourth quarter.
But this is exactly what we thought that Dallas would be. Terrible defense, great offense. I mean, that's what we thought going in. After the first week, I mean, we didn't see anything that really said that wasn't going to be the case. And then this week, boom, 40-37. Like, that's what we expected. Now, we don't think the Giants are a great team, but this was a great win. This is a rallying type win because this game was over. Malik Neighbors catches that 50-yard touchdown with whatever it was, 30, 40 seconds left. But Dallas's best player is not Dak. It is not CeeDee Lamb. You know who their best player is.
It's Brandon Aubrey.
My goodness. Dude, they were
All
at
you
the
have
50.
To do, get to the logo. Get to the logo, and we have 3 points.
They were at the 50, had an opportunity to run a play to get 5-6 more yards. They just run a little draw and call timeout. They're like, we're good. And he just splits it down the middle. He's unbelievable.
With room to spare.
I've never seen anything like him. I've never seen anything like him. This dude, he is the Steph Curry of kickers. Like, in 10 years, every kicker is going to be able to make 65-yarders, and it's going to be like, yeah, he was the guy. He's the reason we all started doing that. It's just because, I don't know, man. He's unbelievable. He's unbelievable.
He's Justin Tucker 2.0 before Tucker had his incident.
But better.
Yeah,
he may not be as clutch. We'll see. We'll see if he's as clutch, late season playoff moments, that type of thing. But as far as strength of your leg, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean,
I will say this.
All
you know
what?
What?
Do is get to midfield and you got points. That's a good feeling as an offense.
You know what the Cowboys could really use?
I'm listening.
A pass rusher like Micah Parsons.
Dude, do you think they could get Green Bay to move off of him?
My gosh. Hey, I wonder if you take Kenny Clark. Year. Yeah. I wonder if you take Kenny Clark and add 2 first-round picks to him, you can get a player that good. A player as good as Micah.
You should email Jerry. You should email him.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Anyway,
just make something happen.
Giants.
That would be interesting. They wanted to write Russell Wilson off. They wanted to say he's done. Holy crap. 450 yards? 3 touchdowns?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Terrible pick. Terrible pick in overtime. That was awful. But I think Russ just bought himself a runway. For sure. We were talking last week about Malik Neighbors, how he looked really mad after week 1 and that he could move Jackson Dart's start time up. Russ just bought himself some time. Russ is obviously not what he was in Seattle, but he's not a horrible quarterback. We know that. He's not a horrible quarterback.
I didn't see as much fussing in that fourth quarter from Malik Neighbors this week. Did you?
No, I didn't personally. I remember
Ben, what are the things receivers love?
I believe it is they love their money and they love the football. And if they're not getting one of them, you will know about it.
Yeah, and when they're in their second year, they're not eligible for the money yet. So it's all about the ball. It is all about the ball.
Give me
and he got it. And dude, does he know what to do with it? My gosh, this is a ball player.
And Wan'Dale Robinson was good too. And Wan'Dale Robinson has been sneaky good for the past few years. He's been very good. Very clutch receiver.
Wan'Dale's good. He's had some bad injury luck that has like kind of taken him out of a couple seasons, but he's always been good when he's on the field. He's a good
player. We were driving back from the restaurant. We stayed for the 1 o'clock games. Then we went back to your house to watch the 4 o'clock games. And I was driving, so you were keeping up with everything on your phone, and you joked with me. We're like, dude, what if Malik Neighbors scores a 50-yard touchdown? And then like 15 seconds later, I hear you go, oh, Malik Neighbors just scored a 50-yard touchdown. So,
nothing but net.
Yeah, this was a fun game to watch. One thing that was concerning is we thought the Giants defense was going to keep them in a lot of games. They completely collapsed in the fourth quarter. I don't know what happened to that pass rush.
Yeah.
But
I don't know,
man,
because Washington handled them in week 1 as well.
Maybe it's because all talent. They have is a pass rush. It's nothing else. It's just a pass rush.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's for sure true. But if you can only have one thing on defense, that's the thing you want.
Yeah,
we'll see. I mean, we'll see what the Giants do. We don't think they're going to be great, but maybe they'll be fun at least.
Yeah, I would love that. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to, I think, there's 2 more games in the 1 o'clock window. We'll save this one for next. Let's go Seahawks, Steelers. I know what you're going to want to talk. Maybe I don't, but I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to want to talk about in this game, Landon. And it has to do with the running game.
Yeah, we can get to that. Darnold looked better. I don't have a feel for the Seahawks. I don't have a feel for the Seahawks yet. I need to see more games. I don't even know. I don't even have takes for him yet because I need to see probably 3 more games. I mean, Darnold, new system.
JSN looks great. Cooper Kupp finally had a sighting. Cooper Kupp with 9 targets, looks 7 good. Catches.
And Cooper was not just big on 1st and 10. He was making some 3rd down catches. He was clutch. But I need to see a little bit more.
That's what they bring him in for. I mean, you got JSN as your one, but you need the savvy vet as the chain mover as well.
Right. And Cooper Kupp's the type of guy that can teach JSN some stuff. JSN will be better in 5 years because Cooper Kupp got to this team. Just simple as that. He's that type of guy. But I will ask you this question, Ben. Is it good for your players to get more yards or less yards? On offense.
Typically on offense, you want them to get more. Typically. Unless you're doing a quarterback kneel.
Okay, but like running backs. You do want running backs. You would rather them get more yards than less. Is that right?
I feel like that's the correct answer.
How does this hit you? One running back runs the ball 15 times for 10 yards.
Good volume.
Is that good?
If my math is correct, that is 0.66 yards a carry.
0.67. Yeah. And one guy carries it 13 times for 105 yards and scores a touchdown on one of his carries. Is that better or worse?
Mathematically, it is much better. Eye test wise, it is also much better.
What are we doing? 13 touches, 13 carries, 105 yards versus 15 for 10 yards. That's Kenneth Walker versus Zach Charbonnet. I know he's nursing an injury. Like they've talked about the foot injury. He's nursing it. I get it. Dude, he played 35% of the snaps.
He's always nursing an
injury. He played 35% of the snaps.
He only played 35%?
He played 30. Zach Charbonnet played 64% of the snaps. A.J. Barner played 1%. Yeah, I don't know. Eventually, they have to just give him the ball more. I get it, nursing an injury. We drafted this other guy in the second round as well. One guy's clearly better. I like Charbonnet. Charbonnet's good. He can do a lot of things on the field. Kenneth Walker, over the last probably 15 games he's played, has shown he can catch the ball a little bit. Now, I don't understand pass blocking. Maybe he's way better. Maybe Charbonnet's way better at protecting the quarterback. I don't know. But something's got to give here.
Yeah, I mean,
10 yards on 15 carries.
If you have eyes, and I'm a guy who likes Charbonnet, okay? I like him a lot. but there was no comparison in my mind, and it's never been a comparison. Like Walker's always been better than Charbonnet. He always has been. The issue's been injuries, so I don't know what we're doing, man. That was ridiculous. And I, of course, benched Walker everywhere I've got him because I'm like, dude, I'm not starting him right now. I don't know what the deal is. And Charbonnet goes out there and puts up like 1 fantasy point, and Walker has 20.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways.
From the Pittsburgh Steelers side, man, the Seahawks are not the Jets, are they? That didn't go well.
Again, I need more time. I feel the same way about them than I do the Seahawks. Like, I don't know what they are yet. You know, I saw them look great against the Jets, struggle against the Seahawks. Hey, Ben, I will say this. This is a nothing but net. I told you. Who is not good situationally?
Caleb Johnson.
And what happened? He gets 1 kick return opportunity, headbutts the ball into the end zone, and the Seahawks recover it. And they said, yeah, he's not going to get to do that anymore. So it's a long road ahead for Caleb Johnson.
Caleb Johnson will not see the field for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at, in games that are not out of hand, you're looking at, 1 to 5% of the snap is what you're looking at for the foreseeable future. Again, he's probably their best running back, but those are the type of things that they're just not going to allow. So,
yeah, it's been kind of weird. It's a very uncharacteristic season for the Steelers. Their defense has given up over 30 points in back-to-back games, and they went out and made big splashes in free agency, which is something the Steelers don't normally do. They bring in Aaron Rodgers. They bring in DK Metcalf. They bring in Jalen Ramsey. It's just the past 8 months have been very un-Steeler-like, and they're playing un-Steeler-like as well. So it's just weird. It's something of note to me, but I agree. You got to just give them more time to let's figure it out first. I'm not worried about Mike Tomlin either.
Yeah, I'm not. I need more time. Yeah. We need to hurry up. We need to
last 1 o'clock game. Lions versus Chicago. The Lions let off some steam in this one. Ben Johnson did not get a warm welcome back. Jared Goff, 5 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, 94 rushing yards, a touchdown. David Montgomery has a touchdown. Amon-Ra has 3 touchdowns. Jameson Williams has a touchdown. Just a absolute slaughter. I don't even think we need to spend much time on the Lions. We know they're capable of this. I didn't know they would bounce back this quickly. Still worried about them long term because I think the Bears are just really, really bad. But it's nice to see they've still got this pop in their back pocket. Do you have anything to say on the Lions before we go to Caleb Williams?
Yeah, just that we saw the effects of running the ball. I said my biggest takeaway the first week was they couldn't run the ball, and I was worried about that interior offensive line. This week they could, and right away, as soon as they can run the ball, you see dudes wide open in play action. You see those reverses and trick plays they love to run be wide open because they're so worried about Gibbs and Montgomery. Yeah, that's what you want to see. If they can run the ball, their whole offense works. If they can't, their offense doesn't work. So it was good to see that they got back on track there.
Yeah, Caleb Williams looked awful. The only positives I've got from the Bears is Rome Odunze looks really good. He looks like he is finally settling into that and is the wide receiver 1 there. That's about it. That's all I've got as a positive. Rome is really good, and I already knew that.
Yeah, Caleb's a guy that, when if he has 20 plays, he might have 18 okay or good plays, and the 2 plays that are not good are some of the worst plays you'll see all week. The overthrow pick rolling to his right this week was just unbearable. I think you were onto something last week, and a lot of people have mentioned this, that I just don't know if this fits. If Caleb and Ben fits.
I don't think
now it's week
does.
2. Let's give them some time, right? It is week 2. I get it. Here's what scares you. The scripted plays, i.e. the first drive, looked awesome. Right down the field, touchdown on the first drive, great. Those are the ones that you have scripted before the week starts. Hey, This is our first 6 plays, our first 10 plays, whatever. And then after that, they couldn't get anything going. There was just, it was chaotic. It was this, it was that. I think you might be onto something with Ben just wanting him to stand in there and be on time, and him really struggling to do that. He's just not a guy that has handled pressure well, and I don't mean like existential playoff pressure. I mean like pass rush pressure.
Yeah.
He just has not shown the ability to handle that well and stay on time and stand in the pocket. Maybe he can get there. But we're a few weeks away from having some really serious, not Caleb and Ben conversations, but just Bears organization questions. Just how Ryan Pace and all the decision makers, like all those questions. We're a few weeks away from that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I saw some graphic, I can't remember what it was, but like when Ryan, I think it's Ryan Poles, who when he was hired,
Ryan Poles, yes,
was talking like, we're going to take the North and never give it back, and they've won like 4 games or something crazy since he said that. I mean, not that quote itself is a problem, but it's just, dude, ever since you came here, nothing has gone right. So, like you said, let's give it some time. I'm jumping the gun probably a little bit. Caleb still has some maturation to do, so can't count him out just yet. But I do see some signs of the square peg in a round hole with Ben Johnson wants a Jared Goff just to play off time, and Caleb likes to go off script, and their ideologies are clashing right now, and you see it playing out on the field some.
Yeah.
Okay. 4 o'clock window, and then we'll jump in. One of these games we don't need to talk much about, Panthers, Cardinals. Only thing I'll say is at the end of the game, you and I were actually pulling for the Panthers to figure this out because it was an atrocious game from both sides, but the Cardinals handled nothing well. I don't think either one of these teams is good.
No, the Cardinals are incredibly frustrating to watch. I mean, this is unbearable. They almost lost this game. Like I said, the Panthers had a chance there at the end to win the game. In a game the Cardinals had no business losing. In a game the Cardinals should have won this game by 30 points. That's not a joke. If you watch the game, they should have won by 30. And they had a chance to lose just because they're so frustrating. They get so timid on offense. Kyler is just... he's talented, man, but my goodness.
There was one red zone drive where you and I think I said this to you, and it literally almost happened play for play of they got down there, and like what did I say was going to happen? It's going to be
we said it's a incompletion in the end zone. James Conner for 2 yards. Run. Kyler sack.
And I think it happened.
I don't think he got sacked. Got sacked, but basically everything happened. Yeah. I mean, it was crazy. Yeah. Anyway,
their offense
move on.
is
Don't talk about that game
it's
anymore.
Boring. Yeah,
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. It's gone. Yeah, no, we're done. We're done.
Colts, Broncos. Your Broncos take is looking real good. They're 0-2.
They're 1-2.
Daniel Jones.
1-1.
Oh yeah. They almost lost to the Titans. Daniel Jones looks good, man. Daniel Jones looks really good. Jonathan Taylor's an absolute monster of a running back. Tyler Warren's looking great. I know it's week 2.
Yeah.
But things are looking good for the Colts.
I am more impressed by Daniel Jones. I'm not going to say anything kind because he went to Duke, but I am more impressed with Daniel Jones. This was a game that, I mean, literally the Broncos literally won it. And then they had some penalty that you see called 6 times a year, and then they lost it. I mean, that's just a brutal way to lose a football game. Oh, my gosh. I can't imagine what that locker room was like. But did we get on the Denver side, did we get a Troy Franklin sighting? Was that what that was?
I believe we did. That is what the rumors are telling me. The rumor mill is telling me that Troy Franklin appeared.
We definitely did. The big thing for Denver is you were super high on their defense.
I was.
Are we seeing some regression this year? I mean, maybe not. It's week 2. Maybe the Colts are really just that good. But I'm not seeing the same thing I saw last year.
No, I thought the combination of secondary and pass rusher was phenomenal last year, and they brought back most of those guys, which is why I was like, dude, their pass rush is going to be good again. I know they got PS2. They got another really good cornerback. I can't quite remember his name. They got players, and it's just not clicking right now. I don't know what it is or how to explain it. I think they'll get it right, but they got a lot of. It has not looked great so far. Bo Nix looked better in this game. J.K. Dobbins looks like the full-blown starter there. He looks great so far. Any takes on the Denver offense?
I actually have one on the Colts offense now that I'm looking at it. Shane Steichen, don't get too cute. There was a 4th and 1, like, gotta have it play where they lined up Tyler Warren and Jonathan Taylor in the backfield, and they gave a handoff to Tyler Warren on 4th and 1, gotta have it. And they didn't get it. With Jonathan Taylor standing beside him.
And Jonathan Taylor had 165 yards on 25
Let's not
carries.
get too cute. Let's I mean, you don't always have to reinvent the wheel. Let's just give it to the guy they can't tackle. Pick up the first down, not to quote Ashton Genty there. Pick up the first down, keep it moving. But anyways, yeah, we can move on from that one.
Yep.
This was the big
Chiefs
one.
Eagles. Chiefs Eagles. Eagles go into Arrowhead in the Super Bowl rematch and win. Jalen Hurts,
Yep.
I know Chris Jones said he didn't have 100 yards. Yes, he did. He had 101 passing yards. And they win the game. You know the clip I'm talking about, right? You saw that?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
They won the game. I got a lot more to say about Kansas City than I do Philly. Philly, you can say they haven't looked great. They're 2-0. Does their passing game have problems? Probably. Yeah. I mean, we'll see when they get into more of a shootout type game. They haven't been in one yet. 20 and 24 has been enough to get them to 2-0. But last year they started 2-2 and did not look great. So this year they're 2-0. I would assume they're going to win one of their next two, meaning they're already ahead of where they were last year. Now, do I think they're going to finish 15-1 from that point? No, probably not. But I'm not too overjoyed about the Eagles, and I'm not too concerned about them either. I think
AJ
they're
Brown
a
is
good
the only
team who's finding a way to win.
I've got is he again didn't have an amazing game. He got the most targets. He got 8 targets, but only 5 catches, 27 yards. So just knowing receivers, it's something to keep your eye on. Let's switch over to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Landon, you go. There's a lot to go off here.
I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 concerns and then an overall take. So here's my 5 concerns. Pat doesn't look accurate. I don't know what that's about.
No, he
missed the big throw.
Was it Thornton? Would have been like an 80-yard walk-away touchdown.
Right, he missed that. That's not too big of a deal because literally 30 seconds later he hit him on a 60-yard touchdown or whatever it was. So that's not the biggest deal in the world. But he doesn't look accurate. I mean, even he missed some kind of layup throws that we just assume he automatically makes. He had a big third down pickup to Kelsey where Kelsey made a good play that he basically bounced. Like, Kelsey made a great play to even catch it. I don't know. He doesn't look accurate. He looks a little fidgety to me. Like, the offensive line looks better than it was last year. They drafted the tackle in the first round, and he's played better. He still looked fidgety. That's a concern. Number 2, the running game. Good gracious, they cannot run the ball.
Mahomes is their leading rusher through 2 games. Mahomes is their leading rusher by a lot.
That's the problem. Mahomes always has it in his back pocket, and he never uses it in the regular season. Never. He uses it in the playoffs, and it crushes your back every time on 3rd and 8, right? He uses it all the time in the playoffs. He never goes to it, and he feels the need to go to it right now because they can get nothing going. That's a big concern. Obviously, the wide receivers, that's gonna fix itself. Like, the guy Rice and Worthy are coming back. The third one is vibes, dude. There's a lot of infighting on this team right now, and it's not like in the years past. It's not like in the years past when Chris Jones is yelling to fire the boys up, or Travis Kelce is yelling, and he's bumping into Andy Reid. Or remember that situation you brought up earlier. This is different. This is like
they're just
frustrated, annoyed. They're angry. They are like, I don't know. It reminds me of a player who's lost a step and just remembers how he used to be able to make those plays, and I can't anymore, and I'm frustrated about it. That is almost what it feels like. So the vibes are not good. Those are my concerns. Here's my big takeaway, though.
They have Patrick Mahomes.
They're going to be fine. They're going to be fine.
They have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, and their receivers are going to come back.
Yeah.
Let's not forget, they are down their two biggest weapons on offense.
Yeah, those are all real concerns. And they lost by 3, and Travis Kelce caught a touchdown pass and threw it to the Eagles, and then the Eagles scored on that drive. If he just catches that ball and makes it one more yard, it's 17-13 Chiefs. Instead, it goes the other way, and it's 20-10 Chiefs. They're going to be fine. They're not going to be the 1 or 2 seed probably, which is a big deal. They're not going to get a bye. They're in terrible position for that. But they're going to be fine.
We'll get to it a little bit in just a few minutes, but they could be in a position where they're a wild card team this year, which feels crazy to say. I don't want to jump the gun just yet, but they are. That is a situation they could be staring down this season.
Right. That is, if I had to bet right now, I would bet the Chiefs to win that division. But it's felt impossible the last 4 years that they wouldn't win it. This year, it doesn't feel impossible at all.
No.
Yeah.
All right. We'll jump to Sunday Night Football and then the 2 Monday nights.
Sunday
night. I don't know if there's a ton to speak on. I'll talk on the Falcons because obviously the Falcon fan, but I'm super impressed with the defense. The defense looks like it has turned around. I said this a few times during the game when we were watching it. It feels so good to have a pass rush. We have not had a pass rush since Vic Beasley had like 17 sacks. So this feels great. Both rookies had a sack. Jalen Walker had a sack. Pierce had a sack. We had like 6 sacks as a team. That feels amazing to me. It is a huge relief. And I think the Falcons could be I'm not saying they're one of the top teams in the NFC, but I think they can make some noise. If we've got a pass rush, we've got some ballers in the secondary. You still got A.J. Terrell. You got Jesse Bates out there. You got Xavier Watts, who we drafted in the 2nd round. He looks really good. He had an interception in this game. The defense as a whole looks like it's coming together. The offense struggled. When I say struggled, they were kind of weird. They did the opposite of what you think an offense should normally do. Michael Penix didn't play bad. He didn't throw very much. He only threw 21 passes, completed 13 for 135, no touchdowns. We ran the ball super effectively. We couldn't do anything against the Bucs, but we averaged over 5 yards a carry. Bijan was awesome. He had 143 yards on 22 carries.
He was awesome.
But like we ran the ball in between the 20s, and then we started throwing once we got into the red zone. When your offensive line is pushing people around like this, why are we changing it up? We're not passing in between the 20s. We're running to get to the red zone, and then we throw 3 straight incompletions, or like incompletion and then like a 2-yard dump off to Bijan and another incompletion. And then we kick field goals. So that part is incredibly frustrating to me. But it's something that, in a game like this, we got away with it. The defense was awesome, so I think we can get it corrected. But it is something, it's the concern from this game. But overall, awesome vibes in Atlanta. It was a huge sigh of relief in this game to see our defense play like that and get kind of an easy win against the Vikings.
Yeah, no, this was great. Y'all needed this. This game was never close. Like, it was
No,
never.
it really wasn't.
Never in jeopardy. Bijan, if you watched football this weekend, Bijan was one of the 5 best players you saw. I mean, he was unbelievable.
Easily.
This week. I don't want to do this. You kind of laid it out well. The biggest problem was 30-yard line and in, kind of that red zone extended to the 30. That was the biggest problem. I don't want to take a sour note here, but honestly, what my takeaway from this game was, man, Week 1 was a real missed opportunity for y'all.
Oh, my gosh.
Real missed opportunity. If y'all would have won Week 1, sitting here at 2-0 with a win over the Bucs, I hate it because with a young quarterback, you kind of want to ease him into the season. The most important game of y'all's season might have been Week 1. Like, and I hate that for Penix. I hate that for you guys.
No, I do agree. Like I don't want to project, but the Saints and Panthers are very, very beatable teams. So you're gonna have to we're putting the pressure on Penix. We're gonna have to go into Tampa and win that game if we want to like make sure we get this division. He's got to go on the road and beat them.
Yeah,
so that sucks.
That's what I was thinking. As I've thought about the game, I was like, man, if they would have won that week 1 game, if they could have just held them off a little bit longer, that would have been huge for y'all. But Penix, he's going to get better. I mean, I definitely think by the end of this season, we're going to be looking at
all intents and purposes, he is kind of a rookie plus. He like a Masters plus 30. Yeah. Like he played a little bit last year, but he's still kind of a rookie.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. The Vikings. Aaron Jones is going to the IR with a hamstring injury, so fire up Jordan Mason in fantasy. But it's the complete opposite vibes in Minnesota. It's not good there. J.J. McCarthy looked atrocious. In his defense, he was under fire the entire game from the Falcons' pass rush. But 11 for 21, 158 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks. Man, it was bad.
Brother, that fourth quarter comeback is doing some heavy lifting right now in Vikings land.
He's got 8 quarters of play, and 1 of them has been good. 1.
Yeah. He's really raw. I'm not done with him. It's his second game starting in the NFL. He's got a long way to go, though. Like I don't know if having your quarterback at this level, I don't know if you can compete for a playoff spot, you know, and I think they're in a weird spot because they want to put him out there, see if he's the guy. But, dude, this is a team that needs to be – you just won 14 games, right? These players are going to look at this and say, look, we just had a guy that won 14 games. Yeah, he kind of fell apart at the end of the year, wasn't great in the playoffs. You let him walk and you bring in this rookie and he looks like this the first 2 weeks. Like, that's a big deal.
And also McCarthy's going to miss 2 to 4 weeks too. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see anything. I don't want to say this. NFL doesn't do phantom injuries like baseball does, so I don't want to. But it strikes me as weird. I never saw anything. Did you see something?
I didn't see any injury happen during the game. Like maybe something happened. He's like, hey, this doesn't feel good, but he just fought through and played through because that does kind of feel like the way J.J. McCarthy's built. He is a really good competitor, but. Yeah. Nothing stood out as like, oh, J.J. McCarthy just got hurt.
Kevin O'Connell's got a delicate dance this year. Not with play calling of McCarthy. It's how does he want to handle this? Is he going to leave him out there and maybe waste a year of Justin Jefferson's prime, waste a year of some of these, some of these guys.
We could. Kirk was in Minnesota. We could have left him in his bag.
Another year where like Brian Flores didn't get a head coaching job. Maybe he does this offseason, so it's, I don't know. He's got a delicate dance to walk, but I still believe in McCarthy, but it's going to take some time.
And kind of like you said too with Caleb Johnson, and not that Justin Jefferson is like at the end of his career. Justin Jefferson's in the middle of his prime, but JJ wants to win games too. He doesn't want to develop a guy. JJ
all
wants
of them
to
do.
Win.
You think Adam Thielen came back to Minnesota to pull along a rookie quarterback? No. Like all of them want to win.
So we'll see. Is it Carson Wentz is going to be starting for them next week?
I think so.
Oh boy.
I think so.
We'll see.
That could be fun.
Okay.
It'll be fun either way. Good or bad. Yeah. It'll be fun.
Let's put it this way. I will be watching that game. All right. Monday night, fun. 2 games. Last 2 Bucks, Texans, Baker Mayfield, what a comeback. Baker Mayfield, what a gritty game. As a Falcon fan, you hate to see it, especially knowing we got to go in there and win. But Baker looks good, dude. Baker looks good. And help is on the way with Chris Godwin.
I've got 3 Bucks takes. 1,
all right.
Baker is, in order, the 7th best quarterback in the NFL. 2,
I don't disagree.
He is in the MVP conversation, and he might be the MVP if the season ended today. And 3, we have underestimated how stupid the Cleveland Browns are.
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh my gosh, yes.
They let this guy out of the building to give the largest contract of all time to Deshaun Watson, who was in the midst of a sex scandal. Fully guaranteed.
Like in
what
the
are you
middle.
doing?
It hadn't even been decided yet.
In the middle. Like I think it was like the day or day after the verdict was in or whatever, or the cases were settled. Like Deshaun traded to Cleveland. We were like, what? And I know he went to Carolina after, and he went to the Rams after, and they let him walk out of the building too. That's different. Cleveland drafted this guy, and they've never had a quarterback since I don't know when. I don't know when their last quarterback was good. He wins a playoff game, and you let him walk and do this with Deshaun. They're so bad, but I think Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Burrow, Hurts, Jaden Daniels, Baker. That's my list. I think he's the seventh best quarterback in the league.
Rest of the season, he's at 6 because Burrow's more or less going to be out the whole year. He's sixth best quarterback in the league right now.
That's true. In my opinion. I know some people are going to have Herbert. Some people are going to have maybe Jordan Love. Like people are going to have Stafford. But I would take Baker
in a second. But we'll talk about Herbert
in
a second. But yeah, Emeka Egbuka 3 touchdowns through 2 games, pretty impressive. And like I said, they're going to have that defense right in Atlanta. Todd Bowles is a really good coach, especially defensive coach. And like I said, Chris Godwin is on the way. He practiced in limited fashion last week, so he may not, but there's a chance he plays in week 3. So if you're telling me that this team is going to get better and get players back, and they're still playing like this, Tampa's going to rumble in the NFC.
I'm excited about this.
Speaking of not rumbling, you have got the Houston Texans. Just go ahead and jump into Shroud.
The first drive, it's similar to Caleb. The first drive, when everything was scripted, when everything was like, you know what's coming, they look good, they score the touchdown. Nico Collins scores the 29-yard touchdown. My heart sinks because I need him not to do well in fantasy.
I did too. I was facing Bucky and Nico, and I saw that. I'm like, dude, not only am I going to lose, I'm going to get killed. I'm going to get crushed by these guys.
Yeah, but those plays look great. They go right down the field, and then it's just a lot of meh the rest of the game. And, God, this is a team in a competitive game in the fourth quarter. They block a punt and get the ball in their own territory and don't get a field goal. Dude, they got the ball at like the 40 or 45 and didn't get a field goal.
Did Nick Chubb lose them this game?
You got to get some points there.
Did Nick Chubb lose them this game?
I wouldn't say
he goes
Nick Chubb
down at
lost
the 2
game.
or 3 instead of just running it in and giving the ball back to Tampa.
Oh, maybe.
They had a chance to run the
I
clock
hadn't even
out.
thought about that. How much time was left?
Shoot, I should have looked at it. It was close. It was very near the end. He scored the touchdown.
I don't remember.
He scored the touchdown with 2:10 left. So he goes down at the 1. And that means they run it to the 2-minute. They can run a couple plays, run it down, and kick it. They were down by 1 at that point, so they could have kicked a field goal.
They could have kicked a field goal, and then they would have had to go and get a field goal. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. But Baker does it to him. Shroud, I don't know. I think we've got a much bigger sample size of him being pretty good. We have a bigger sample size of him being pretty good than we did of him being really good. So I think I don't know. He's young. I mean, he's still young, right? He's still young, but I was thinking, dude, he might be the next Joe Burrow. I think what's more likely is he's the next Jared Goff. And if Jared Goff doesn't have
that's a good comparison.
What he has around, I mean, look at Jared Goff.
I think he's a little bit more he's more physically gifted than Jared is. I will give him that.
Oh, okay. Jared Goff was a number 1 pick. I mean, Jared Goff.
No, he is. I think he's got a better arm than Jared.
Maybe, but Jared, when he's got tons around him and the stuff's going in Detroit, it's awesome. But the last couple years in LA, it's not. You know, I think CJ Stroud's a guy that if everything around him is great, he's going to be great. But right now, it's not. So I don't know.
Yeah. It's another team we're going to have to wait and see. The things just aren't. They're not clicking right now.
Winnable division. Very winnable division.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, very winnable. last game, and the game I'm really upset it was played so late, but just because I like the guys who were going in it. You got the Chargers, you got the Raiders. You mentioned Baker over Justin, and I don't necessarily disagree with the take. You know I'm a Justin Herbert fan. Yeah. If the season ended today, Justin Herbert might also be the MVP.
That's true. Yeah, he's the other one.
He is playing at an extremely high level. It feels like Harbaugh fully trusts him. They have kind of unleashed Justin Herbert, if that makes sense. He's making right decisions. He's playing well on third down. He's throwing the ball down the field again, which is finally nice to see. Everything is clicking for the Chargers right now.
Yeah.
Except the running game. The running game's not doing well.
That's what I was going to say. Herbert. The flip side of Herbert being so good is the running game has not been. They're going to need that to improve. I think it will. I think Omari and Hampton has what it takes to be really good in this league. So I'm really not concerned about that. But yeah, Herbert's been great.
He did have, and I will say, he did have one. I don't know how much you watched. I watched most of it. I think I fell asleep in the fourth quarter. He did have one where he got away with it. It was some kind of like a disguised coverage, and Herbert threw it straight to the defender, and the guy just dropped it because Herbert throws it at 1,000 miles an hour. But he got away with one. But even still, other than that was one mistake, everything else was great for them.
Yeah, and you just touched on it. I'll give some takes because I watched this game this morning. What's the NFL doing? That's the biggest takeaway of this game. What are we doing starting this game at 10 o'clock? I get it at 7 o'clock out there. There's no way I'm staying up to watch that game. I watched it this morning because I was like, there's no way.
Guys,
there's no chance I'm staying up to watch this game.
I have a full-time job I have to be at in the morning. I can't stay up till 2 o'clock watching this.
20-month-old daughter. You think I'm going to stay up and watch this game at 10 o'clock? But, the Chargers, if the Chargers get the running game going, they're going to be scary. They're going to be scary because their defense is in a good spot. Their defense is in a really good spot. They feel good about it. You feel great about Herbert.
One other thing to say about the Chargers, too, and this is a big one. They're 2-0, and it's 2-0 in their division. This is what I was talking about when I said and I'm not saying the Chiefs won't win the division yet. They still can absolutely do it. But they've got an uphill battle because the Chargers play the Broncos next week, who are kind of reeling. If they win that game and they are 3-0 in the division by week 3, they could keep the Chiefs at arm's length and win that division and kind of just walk away with it.
Yeah.
They could.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. If they get their running game going, they're going to be a really scary team, and I think they will. They have Greg Roman calling plays. If he can't run the ball, what can he do? So
it's kind of like the opposite of the Chiefs. If the running game is what you're worried about with Greg Roman, I'm not worried.
Yeah. So I'm not worried about that. Raiders, I think they're going to be better than a lot of people thought going into the year. This was a tough game. Couldn't get much going on offense. Their run blocking has been, I think, the worst in the NFL as far as yards before contact. They have like negative half a yard before contact or something crazy for over the first two games.
Genty versus Omari and Hampton left me feeling incredibly whelmed.
Yeah.
This was not exciting.
No, not exciting at all. But I think the Raiders are going to be sneaky, like kind of alive for the playoffs in like week 16 or 17. I don't know if they make it, but I think they're like a 500-ish team. And, a couple plays go well, they could be 9-8. A couple plays don't, they'll be 7-10. I think that's kind of where they're at. So we'll see. I don't have a lot of takeaways from them.
Yeah, it's another one we'll wait and see. I don't think they're necessarily a playoff team, but I think they're well coached. They got good players on both sides of the ball. Didn't look great for Geno, but it's a tough game playing against a good team. He was trying to just make things happen. So we'll see. Unless you got anything else, I think that's about it for week 2. Really quick. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say our first podcast this style went an hour 45, which I did not realize it went that long. I was thinking it was an hour 15. I don't know what I was looking at. This one we're down to 120. Next week we're hitting our mark.
We're gonna get it. We're getting to an hour next time.
Well, in my head, an hour and 10 minutes. An hour between an hour and 10 minutes is where I want to be. Every time we're hitting it next week. We got to stop talking about Spencer Rattler for 6 minutes or whatever we do.
Look, it was an exciting week for Spencer Rattler. I don't want to hear it. He was good.
We're a Spencer Rattler pod, but we got to trim the fat some way. We got to get this down to an hour 10.
We'll get it. It's a new style. It's a new program. We'll see how it goes. Any matchups that you're interested in next week? Overall, it's actually really boring. It's a really boring week. I haven't even looked. The only game I see on the schedule that has me interested is Rams-Eagles. I would like to see how the NFC picture shakes up when those two teams face off. Other than that,
that's a good one.
That's really, really it.
Rams,
you got
Eagles,
Lions, Ravens.
Yeah.
I think the Ravens can smack the Lions, if I'm being quite honest, but we'll see.
Honestly, yeah. Those are the two best games. We'll see. It's a must win for the Chiefs against the Giants. Can't lose. You can't lose that game. There's never been more of a must-win game.
Surely there's no way that the Chiefs lose that, right?
I mean,
they're
you would think
6.5-point favorites on the road.
Ben, you would think. Yep, that's it. We got to get out of here.
Yeah. Yep. We will see you guys next time. I hope you guys are enjoying the new style. Let us know if there's anything you want us to talk about or any questions or critiques. But yeah, that's all we got for you today. We'll see you in the next one.